day 2, it's Friday. We slept so well last night. Great news, both of our bear bags are there.
So hanging the bear bag, I think the worst part is getting the rope either into the tree not stuck or getting it back out of the tree not stuck.
I don't think we got an early start any of the days on our trip, and day 2 was no different.
Yeah.
All right, we are camped here right above Three Forks Park on the second switchback. We're gonna continue up the switchbacks today. Head over here past the glacier, past Vista Pass to Peak Lake where we'll probably have lunch. And then we're gonna bushwhack. There's no trail. We're gonna come over to Knapsack Col, which we wanna get over before lightning. And then we're gonna come around to Titcomb Basin to Titcomb Lakes to camp tonight. The switchbacks up to Trail Creek Park were nice and mellow. That was a beautiful way to get started. It wasn't nearly as steep as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was really nice and mellow.
Look at how beautiful that water is. We climbed elevation, but it didn't feel bad. Vista Pass, that was getting up there. And then we had to go up the next one with those giant boulders. That was a tough pass.
Yeah, that's true.
And when we got to the top of that first of the real passes, that first bit of boulder hopping, as soon as we got to the top of it, it was like we were in the wind. It was so windy.
Yeah, that was Dale Lake. That was a small lake with white caps on it. It was, and it was
right.
chilly up there.
Yeah.
It's lunchtime. I am beat. I'm really tired.
What was the climb?
And we have an insane climb coming up next. Yeah. Woo! Nice save. Oh, he's got long legs.
From Peak Lake, we made our way around kind of a sketchy pass on the north side of the lake where a landslide pretty much took out the trail.
Trevor found a friend sleeping in a tent with a dog. That dog was the first wildlife we'd seen. And it wasn't wildlife, it was a domesticated dog.
It was a cool dog. And, yeah.
Heading up there. It took us longer than it could have, mainly because we spent so much time route finding on there. A lot of these saddles, you have to kind of make a plan because you don't want to cliff out or end up on some glacier. And so we'd hike up a little ways, stop, reassess, hike up a little ways, stop, reassess. And it was nice because I was sucking wind the whole time and I still wasn't feeling 100%. And so it was nice to catch my breath.
So we are about to ascend the rest of Knapsack Col, just right up there at the saddle. But we got to work our way up through the loose gravel, finish our way to the top.
Two-thirds on the way up, I wasn't really necessarily tired. I was just like, I want to get to the freaking top, and I ended up just going nonstop. And I get to the top, and I decided that was a bad mistake. So when you're climbing really steep, loose peaks.
At 12,000 feet.
Yeah, 12,000 plus feet. Take your time.
That was quite the climb. That was difficult for me. I'm pretty short of breath. I'm either out of shape, a little bit sick, or not used to this altitude. Probably all three.
12,000, almost 300 feet.
12.3. Excellent. Let's see how far we've gone today. This is going to be embarrassing. Yeah, 9 miles. But we have climbed 4,000 feet, which is good. My biggest concern on this whole trip were grizzlies and getting struck by lightning when we were on a really steep pass. And so my first thought was, I see storm blowing in, let's get down as quick as possible.
I made it down just fine, no issues whatsoever. Before we got into the basin, there was about maybe an inch or two of dirt on top of ice. So
Pure ice.
we found the glacier at the bottom of the hill, and it was quite slippery.
I'd seen dirty glaciers before, but I'd never
Yeah.
seen a snow melt and then 80% of the rest of it looks like dirt and loose shale and mud. But it was solid ice with gravel on top of it, and you couldn't tell it was solid ice at all till you had gone down and were slipping. Woo! Ow! That hurt. Even though this looks like dirt, it's all solid ice and we're in the middle of the glacier. Crampons aren't gonna help a lot because there's gravel mixed in. And so you just gotta plan your footsteps real carefully, but a lot of us have slid about 15 feet down and fell down. We're okay, but we're bruised.
Yeah. So now we know about glacial silt, and we learned about it the hard way, literally.
Trekking poles are a lifesaver, FYI. So that was a lot of fun coming down that though as well.
We have been hiking along all this time, and I've been thinking, I could really go for an Oreo. And we found this just sitting in the rock, just waiting to be eaten.
You can have the first bite.
Somebody already took a bit off of it.
There was a moment at the end of the second day when we were in this valley that was really rugged. What vegetation was there was just hardy stuff and these big, beautiful rocky lakes and these jagged peaks, and it just felt like a lonely, rugged place. And I just had this humbling moment where I just remembered that, you know, nature does not want us here. And when you enter the backcountry, you have to watch your back, and you've got to watch your friends' backs, and you've got to be prepared because nature doesn't really care if you're there or not. But yeah, it was a beautiful but harsh and terrible place too. It was a really neat experience seeing that.
Nature is a cruel mistress. And when she says she doesn't want us there, she means suburbanites like us. There's plenty of people that belong out there, but softies like us.
We're not that soft, but yeah,
We're a little squishy.
we're a little squishy, yeah.
We're here at Titcomb Basin, right above Titcomb Lakes, for our camp spot for the night. It's not sheltered at all, and it's windy, but we're tired of walking and looking for flat spots, so this is our campsite. By the time we got to camp, Trevor was pretty beat and delusional. I was a little bit worried about him. Trevor just set down his pack and said, "We are done." It was windy, storm was coming in, we could see it coming in fast.
Coming in really quick.
And so we pitched a quick tent in the most sheltered place we could find, which was still pretty exposed. It's gonna be an interesting night with that storm blowing right this direction. The GPS says we only did 10.9 miles today. I don't know if I believe it. It sure felt like a heck of a lot more. Today wasn't super pretty to me, but it was a day that needed to be done to get to the super pretty stuff. What do you got for dinner? Holy dinners!
Steve is slightly jealous of my lasagna.
Yeah.
Best part of the day for me was all the lakes. It's always nice to see high Uinta lakes.
Plus we're not in the
waterfalls
Uintas.
going up. Well, high I don't know, whatever high peak lakes, whatever you want to call it.
That.
Yeah, those were the best for me today.
Come back to me. Let me think for a minute.
There was no best part of
Oh,
the
man.
day for Trevor. It's raining. A lot. But we'll stay dry. We always do in this tent. It's an awesome tent. Way awesome. Best part of the day for me was getting into camp, setting up the tents before it started raining, and eating dinner. But I also enjoyed, well, I didn't enjoy it, but I'm glad I learned more about glaciers and how that gravel stuff is really just slick ice with gravel in it. Now I'm more prepared for next time.
The best part of the day is the huge sense of accomplishment. We did 2 difficult saddles today, and it just feels really good to set up camp and say, I earned this night's sleep.